Next, we're going to demonstrate some oral techniques on a cow, and it's often a goal to administer medication by the oral route. The first thing I want to point out is the usual kind of restraint on a cow, being a halter, in some ways works against you, in that the draw on the halter will keep the cow from opening her mouth, especially if she's tied up very tightly. So I'll show here that as you pull on the cow, and the more she fights, the more she cranks down on her face. So in most animals, it would be good to just untie this and make sure there's plenty of slack, and then we'll see what the disposition of this animal is, and we'll see if she'll tolerate it. Once again, make sure you have your body interposed. And the place to get this cow restrained is by grabbing her lip. And you can notice here that we're working in the interdental space where there aren't any teeth. Behind the incisors, but in front of the molars. And right in there is a place where you can insert your hand and safely help to get a good lever on this cow's face. Then we have an instrument that's called a balling gun, which has an area down at the end for holding the bolus, and you discharge it with your thumb. You insert this thing into the oral cavity and use your hand as a guide for inserting this so that you get it right in the center, and you push it all the way into the back of the cow's oral cavity, into her pharynx, before you discharge. You have to get over the base of the tongue like that, and then you can discharge the bolus in there. Pull the gun back out, and she swallows. You have to be very careful with an instrument like this. It's very easy to damage the pharynx, because you have to use a little bit of force to get it up over the back of the tongue. I'm going to give a bolus, in this case a capsule, just so we're giving something. And I also want to point out all the scars on this where teeth have chewed on it, and also that there are other versions of a balling gun, some that are made with plastic. They're less likely to cause injury, and the best ones are those that have a flexible piece of plastic tubing, which will just go up over these mucosal surfaces without causing damage. We'll pull her up. Again, insert this to the back of her mouth with gentle pressure, discharge it, and back out. Don't forget to use your hand to help guide the shaft into the oral cavity.